Tacularr is widely regarded as one of the best PvPers that the game Rust has to offer. He spent years building a reputation for his insane precision and recoil control until he was struck down by a cheating scandal that saw him permanently banned from the game that he had spent over 25,000 hours playing and making his career. I played Rust for a couple of hours with him to talk about the ban, how it's affected his life, and what his plans are for the future now that he's been granted a second chance. Welcome to the Yexom yarn.
The amount of hate from people saying, oh, you know, deserved. He was always scripting. This guy uses DMA. Like, I hope he dies in real life. Mate, the death threats on death threats. Yeah, and I was just like, my life could not get any worse. All right, so here's how it actually happened.
Hello, Tacularr. How you going, dude?
What's up, bro? How are you?
Yeah, not bad. How you been?
Not too bad, man. Just grinding Rust again.
You know, back to it? Back to grinding?
Yeah, and I already hate myself, so that's how you know it's going well.
Yeah, well, it means you're playing Rust properly then, aren't you?
Yeah.
How are you doing after, you know, getting back into it? All the shambles that went down, I guess? How are you feeling after it all?
It's hard to put into words, to be honest. The whole experience is very eye-opening.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to, like, how people treat you that engage with you before, like creators and their community and stuff like that. The best way to put it is people put Reshade on the same level as like aimbotting, and then it's like they make it much worse than it actually was, and then all the facts are kind of all over the place, so you just sit there like knowing the truth, but then nothing you say.
They've clumped you into this group of people that are, you know...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's just like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're thrilled to be able to be back, but at the same time, like, there is no doubt a scar there, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I appreciate you coming on, and I was not sure if you were going to be keen on it or not, given how fresh, you know, that whole situation is and stuff, but, like, I'm not here to just rant on about that the whole time either.
I honestly don't mind, man. Like, I'm happy to talk. No one's really asked me about it properly, like in depth, because truthfully no one actually gives a fuck what I have to say, because they've just already made their mind up, so they're just like, nah, fuck this guy.
The fact that it was like, I guess more recently you've come back, but it was 8 months ago or something that it actually happened, and people move on pretty quickly and stuff, I guess. Like, it would have resurfaced with you coming back, but
yeah, I
guess just to get into it to start, I guess, more about your Rust career in general. When did you start playing Rust? Are you a legacy enjoyer?
Dude, I played Rust when it first hit Steam. It was like $20.
Yep.
I bought it. I was like 14 years old. I had no idea what I was doing. I just remember buying it, and my computer could barely run Legacy. It was so bad. I was playing
barely
on, like,
run
25
Legacy.
frames. Yeah, like, dude, it was like 25 frames, and I remember like you could turn off the grass back in Legacy, and you'd get like an extra 10 frames. So I went from like average 25 to like 35, 40. I was just cheering. I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, like I can actually play this game. And that's where Rust started. I got hooked from there. But before Rust, I was playing a shit ton of Garry's Mod.
Yes, same dude. Garry's Mod was a game before I started playing Rust as well. What were you playing on Garry's Mod?
You know Dark RP? Like the...
Dude, I used to play Dark RP. I used to play, like, Death Run a lot.
Yes. Oh, my God.
What else I played? Like, a bit of Prop Hunt, but, like, I was mainly into, like, Death Run. But, yeah, that was the pipeline for Rust for me as well, getting into... from Garry's Mod.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people that are similar story, I guess.
Oh, definitely. Oh, my God. Look at you.
Look at you in your purple undies.
I look fresh. I'm no longer a pasty white guy.
Yeah, true. I guess you've got a different account now, don't you?
Yeah.
How many hours you got in Rust now then? Like, if you count your old account and then this...
Ooh. I think I've got just over 28,000 now.
28,000? Shit.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, they're mostly on that old account. Did you have, like, alt accounts as well then?
Yeah, I had like 3. Like, excluding the one I'm on right now, I had 3. So my main and 2 alt accounts. So then when I got banned, Alistair banned all 3 of them at the same time.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, right.
So...
I mean, you were pretty... Like, I assume you had the alt accounts because people would have tracked your accounts on the servers, you know, and targeted you, I guess. Like, you don't stream... your wipes and stuff that you make videos from, but you still get targeted just because of your player model even. I see you talking about that quite a bit.
Yeah. So like that was the reason why I had old accounts in the first place. Like I had alligator fucking run. Oh my god. I had arguably one of the like most obvious player models. Like you look at it from a mile away. It was like the brightest, pastiest character that you could ever see. And because I'm playing on relatively the same region, you could just tell straight away it was me. There was not many people with that player model. People would come up to me and there's clips on my videos and on Twitter. People would see my player model from a distance. They run up to me. They're like, "Hey, Tacularr." They wouldn't even see my name tag. I just hear them screaming my name in
Uh,
voice.
well, I mean, it's kind of even like actually a disadvantage to your player model to be like bright like that, I guess. Like, imagine if you're in the
Yeah.
jungle creeping around and your player model's a bright white guy. It's actually a disadvantage. It's kind of funny. You never even
That
thought about
it
that.
was good in the snow. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Running
true.
naked in the snow to back to fights is actually good. But then again, now no one can see in the snow, so I guess it doesn't matter anymore. But
Yeah, true. I was gonna ask about what games got you into Rust, but I guess you kind of answered it with Gary's mod, eh? Was there anything else you were playing before this, or was it mainly like Gary's mod pipeline into Rust?
no, it was Gary's mod pipeline because that's how I knew of Facepunch Studios. Because when they were marketing Rust originally, from memory, I think I saw like a post or something about Rust from Gary back in the day,
Hmm.
and then I was like, "Oh, this looks cool." Ended up buying it and, and playing it. And I don't know, man. I have
Never
so
looking
many
back.
like fond memories of just Legacy when no one knew anything.
Yeah.
Back then, there was no fucking tool cupboards, bro. To stop people building, you'd have to like place foundations with like pillars in front of your base so people couldn't build. People would just like grief you in your front door. It was so fucked.
I played Legacy for literally like an hour and didn't like it. And then like a year later, when Rust was in like its experimental, whatever it was called, I came back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it and was like, oh, I should try this game again. And I came back to it and then never looked back. So I didn't play a whole lot of Legacy, but I've seen lots of people talk about it. What is that?
What the fuck?
Dude.
Like people have too much free time, I reckon. Like, what
That's the
is
sort of shit I'd
that,
build
dude?
though. Careful what you're saying. That's the sort of shit I would do, bro.
I've seen the shit you do, bro. I watch your streams from time to time, and you're on some fucking US server
Yep.
with a goddamn contraption. I'm like, this guy's just.
Dude, I pretty much exclusively play US servers.
Why don't you play SCA, like, or AU or anything?
My recent video I played SCA, but I play mainly because I stream and stuff like that. There's more US servers to pick from, and also like I feel like the pop holds better across more servers.
Yeah,
I kind of want a storyline to last my entire wipe, which is usually like 4 or 5 days. So
yeah,
ideally, I want like a group to stick around, and I find that the servers that hold pop better generally,
yeah,
have that. And I'm like, for me, it's not about PvP and all that sort of stuff as much. It's not focused on that, so I don't really care, about the ping difference. Like, I get used to it as well.
yeah. That's fair.
They got turrets everywhere, bro.
Yeah, I think we.
I was thinking we might be able to climb up there and soft side out underneath it, but I don't know if we're going to get anywhere near it, to be honest.
Yeah, those turrets probably have stacks of ammo in them too.
Yes. Just quickly before we delve deeper into the conversation, this is a brand new channel that I've made with a bit of an experimental style of content. So if you are enjoying it, subscribing and leaving a like on the video will help a lot to push it into the algorithm and help this channel go further. I appreciate you giving it a chance. So with all these years in Rust, what would you say is like the golden period for you?
Or
Like, is there a certain time or year that you would say you look back with the fondest memories, or is it kind of all good for different reasons?
yeah, it's kind of good for different reasons, right? Like over the years, the more I played, like the more friends I made and people I met and stuff like that. And for me, like you can have the good wipes, but a lot of the memories for me are like the people I've met during those wipes or the groups
Mm.
that I've met during those wipes that make it memorable for me. In back in Legacy, when it first started, I met my mate known as Mitchell.
Mm.
I've known him for literally 10 years, so back in Legacy. And how we met was so weird. Like we were with a bunch of guys on some AU server back in Legacy. I don't know what it was, but we all lived in the same base. And it turns out the base was like raided and we took it over. Mind you, there was like 10 people in this like shitty ass base. We didn't know each other like at all. Like we just somehow coexisted. And back then, like, the idea of code rating and all that stuff never really was a thing, right? The game was so fresh. So everyone kind of like worked together.
It wasn't like a kill or be killed environment kind of thing. It was.
Yeah. I mean, it was, but also it wasn't because like people were still trying to figure out how the game worked.
Yeah.
So all I remember was we were living in this raided base and it still had the original owner's doors on them. And all I remember was the original owners coming back to their base, and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing in our base?" And there's just me and like 10 other guys in there, and we're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" This guy starts opening doors that we didn't have access to, started running inside and grabbing shit. So me and my friend, we grabbed all the best loot and we just fucking hightailed it out of there with everything. And we built like a little shitty base on the edge of the map. And all I remember was like from then on, like that's how I met Mitchell. And that was always been memorable to me, like not knowing what was going on, yet we're just running across this game unknown wasteland with just random ass loot we've now just stolen because the owners come back for their base. And
It's cool that you have such like a vivid memory of it too. Like you can recite it and you know exactly what that feeling was like.
yeah, of course.
Which, I mean, people talk about Rust these days as how you don't really get that feeling anymore. But, I mean, I feel a bit like people are a bit nostalgic at times and, you know,
Yeah.
you still do get those memories.
But I think with Rust, especially like a lot of the older players, they view the previous wipes or years with like nostalgia glasses on almost.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
they're like, oh, the game was so much better, and you know this year or that year. But when you look at it, it really wasn't. Like the quality of life now for Rust is 10 times better than it ever was years ago.
Yep.
And it's like you look at it from this perspective of like, oh, but it was so much fun then, and you know. But whilst that might be the
It probably
case,
was fun then. It was, but
yeah, exactly.
but
Yeah,
that's not to say that now isn't, you know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It seems like a hot take to say that Rust is in the best place it's ever been, but realistically, it shouldn't be a hot take. Like, obviously, we're so fortunate that the game is so constantly updated and, you know,
yeah, for
they
sure.
still care about it.
Yeah, even after 10 years, like a lot of
Yeah, exactly.
companies like support their games for 1 or 2 years and then they just go off and make something else. But with Rust, you've had like constant updates monthly for like years, and even back then, it wasn't monthly updates. It was actually weekly every Thursday. It's why
Yeah,
wipes
I remember
were
when it was weeklies.
Thursdays because they'd do it with a game update. But back then, it was weekly, and they're like, well, I think the change from weekly to monthly from memory was them saying like, look, some weeks we have fucking nothing, and there's no point updating if we have nothing to share.
It's
So
hard
we'll
to
switch
believe that
from-
they did it weekly at one point. Like,
Yeah, that's insane.
it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
But also kind of not really when you think about it. It was like an early access game.
Yeah, true.
So they were always going to be working on it regardless, pushing fixes and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's crazy to think when I look back at screenshots or videos from 10 years ago, like if you were telling me this is Rust 10 years later, I wouldn't believe you. Like, you know what I mean?
That's very true.
Rust has been a core part of my life literally since I was 14 now.
Yeah.
So now I'm literally 26. So getting banned was like a gut punch almost, because I know at the end of the day, like it was my fault, but what can you do? I was like, fuck, man.
Do you play it any differently these days compared to like maybe like 2018 sort of scene? Like I know you were involved in like clan scenes and sort of like main scene sort of stuff back then.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's different the way you play it these days, or is it kind of same?
No, it's definitely different. Like back then, when you're playing in like these big groups, like me and Tesla, for example, played in
Yeah.
the same clans over the last few years. When you're playing in these big groups, you're always looking to like raid. And the meta shifted from always doing the raiding to like more PvP focused, in my opinion. Everyone's always wanting to get raided. Everyone's always prepped to get raided. Everyone was like baiting raids, fucking speakers on. I think the meta shifted from doing the raiding to like just roaming around, PvPing,
PvP.
filling up, yeah, like filling up your boxes at AKs and doing whatever it takes to win in the PvP aspect, which, you know, unfortunately includes DMA and all those sorts of cheats and shit like that. But raiding now is like reserved for the big groups. They'll still do it, and I find that the style of raiding has changed.
Oh yeah.
There's no real fuck it, send it mentality anymore. It's like, how could we raid this base that gives us the best chances? And whilst I get it, like, you know, when you're raiding, you want to win, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like, for a lot of people, like, the style of raiding is really cringe, in my opinion. Taking all the externals, building towers on your externals with turrets facing your shoot floor, MLRS spamming you until you can't, you know, do anything. Like,
Man, people do that to me when I'm solo and I don't even like. There's so many metas like that that are just so frustrating to defend against. Like attack helis as well.
yeah,
It's just cooked sometimes to defend against, especially when I play solo. But yeah, I get that for sure. People are very meticulous these days
yeah.
and very planned out and thoughtful with how they raid. Do you think that's a little bit to do with people being too prepared?
Definitely, like defenders are always gonna naturally have an advantage no matter what. Like it's their own base, they have respawns, they're always going to have an advantage. But I feel like if every style of raid is the same, just to even have a slither a chance of winning, I feel like raiding and the meta around raiding and how raids happen, all that shit needs to be changed in my opinion. Like that style of raiding is just it's not fun for the defender in my opinion.
Yeah.
Imagine building all this base and you know you got your turrets and you're doing everything to the best of your abilities. Your TCs get taken. There's now two towers in front of your base. Then all of a sudden they've taken all your externals and
Yeah. The defender should have the advantage.
yeah, for sure. But it's like that advantage gets taken away quickly with this style of rating. And it depends on like who you ask, honestly. Like some people say like it's fine. Other people say, oh well, you know, it's just a meta for how people build bases now. Maybe you don't have externals. Like you can there's always gonna be arguments to how people should raid, but
Is there anything in particular game-wise that you would change specifically?
about rating?
About rate, like, that you think could change that meta shift? Like, I don't know, the way bases are built. I know I've seen people talking about, like, not having external TCs and stuff like that and trying to minimize that. Is there anything specific you would think of?
Truthfully, it's such a complex issue. No. Like when you think about it, it's such a hard thing to really tackle, like that style of rating. And unless you're, you know, you're building like 50 million externals, so it makes it harder to build, or you're doing like anti like siege tower external type things, like there's only like so much you can do. And eventually, like at the end of the day, half these raids become a battle of attrition, whether it's resources or rockets. One of them is gonna like deplete first. And it's I don't know. It's raiding like regardless raiding is fun. It's just like it's the same type of raid all the time.
Yeah, true.
And like I can't imagine dealing with it in maybe the bigger groups that are defending have an easier time. But I exclusively play in like a 4 to 6 man group. I don't have like the resources or manpower to deal with people taking 4 of my TCs, putting HM LMG turrets on towers facing my own shooting floor, and then dropping 12 MLRS because they're baiting over my SAM sites with an attack heli.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to deal with.
It's a tough one to change as well, like, because you don't want to shift the balance too far in a certain direction that just makes it not doable or completely impossible to defend. Like, it's tough to fix, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when people are playing because they want the most pixels possible and
yeah.
they get too worked up in the idea of winning.
People forget it's like a game at the end of the day.
It might be a game, but people always want to win. It's very competitive. It's a very competitive game.
Exactly. Like you can't. Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course. It's kind of the reason why I use Reshade. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
yeah.
Everyone's always doing things to get the slight edge, whether or not it's ethical. Like people are gonna cheat. People are gonna cheat. If you reshading is cheating, whatever. I don't give a shit. But it's like when, oh man, like I was not the first to use Reshade. And I obviously wasn't the last to use Reshade. But I had people before me be like, bro, like you can use Reshade and you can like change your NVIDIA control panel gamma to max and then change it on Reshade to like a gamma config. And it just makes the low nights like very bright. And obviously you probably would have seen the clip of me being like night, bright, dark, bright, dark.
Yeah.
But that was the effect of Reshade. It wasn't like some like pill that you take and all of a sudden there's no nighttime. That a lot of people like seem to think that was the case. But yeah, it's just like I was just the one that was very vocal about my use about Reshade. But there was a lot of people using Reshade, and unfortunately when I got banned, it didn't help. I was a smartass saying I wasn't going to stop using it. But yeah, that was me being a dickhead, and I definitely regret that.
Do you want to take us through what actually happened there in terms of obviously the whole situation? Like, how did it unfold in terms of you using it and then the devs knowing you were using it? Did you talk to them about it and then they told you you're not allowed to?
All right, so here's how it actually happened from my point of view. No bullshit. Essentially, what happened was I saw a video about people using Reshade before I used it. And I was obviously skeptical to use it first because, you know, like it's a fucking program. Like I don't want to get banned. But then I Googled, I did a little bit of research, and the Easy Anti-Cheat team confirmed that, and other people confirmed that Reshade is whitelisted by our anti-cheat. You can use it, full stop. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, this is obviously allowed. I used it for a month, and I jokingly posted a picture on Twitter, and I was like, I can't remember what the caption was, but it was basically showing like the difference in nighttime with Reshade on and off. And that was like a full month before I got banned. So I used it, and I realized that what I showed wasn't even practical in use, if that makes sense. Like on an actual, when you're actually playing, it was worse than just having nothing on. Like it fucked my colors, it fucked my screen. It wasn't viable, the specific config I was using. I found that another plugin that comes pre-installed with Reshade simply just turns up the gamma, and I was like, holy shit, like it's sick. So I used it. If you, like I said before, if you change your gamma on control panel, it makes it super bright, like borderline getting flashbanged. That was the extent of it. So I used it, and you could toggle it on and off. And during this whole time of me using it, there was no like direct message from any dev to me privately to stop using it. Let me just reiterate that. There was no warning to me directly, privately, saying to stop using Reshade. They have my contact, they have my email, they have my Twitter, Discord. Not a single message from anyone in terms of face punch messaged me directly to stop using it. The only thing that was said about Reshade was a message from Earn in the creator Discord saying Reshade is against TOS with like a little sideways bracket face. That's it. Like that was literally the extent of it.
It wasn't directed at you at the creator Discord. It was just a general message.
No, a general message. You go back in there right now, you can see it. That was literally just a general message. And I even acknowledged the message. I was like, oh, noted. And I remember seeing the message, and I stopped using Reshade for like a week or two after that. And I can't remember what happened. I think I died at night, and I was like, fuck this, bro. I can't see shit. And then I started using it again. And genuinely, like, I forgot Earn said it's against TOS. And that's my fault. So I was like, whatever. Like, no one's going to fucking remember a message in a Discord chat in comparison to, like, an announcement. At the time, with everything that was going on in my life, I'd just gotten out of a really shitty relationship. And my sleep was all over the place. My mental health wasn't as good as it is now. And I was sleeping all day, waking up at like 7, 8 p.m. And the last thing on my mind is going to be a goddamn message saying Reshade is against TOS. I was just playing Rust to escape like my IRL problems at the time. And I didn't really give a shit about anything. I was like, well, fuck this. Like, I don't care. That was basically what happened. And all I remember was, I think it was Captain Maiko asking about Reshade a month later. After I'd already been using it, he asked about Reshade, and he mentioned me about Reshade, saying like, "Oh, is Reshade allowed?" And I remember I just woken up and I was in a shit mood, and I was just like, "No, I'm not." Truthfully, like, I'm not gonna stop using it. Like giggling whilst I'm writing it. I remember right after, maybe literally like 2 minutes after saying that, I got a game ban on my main account.
Oh wow, was that quick, was it?
It was very quick. I got a game ban on my main account for 3 days. No, sorry, a week. It was a week ban initially. And then I posted a screenshot in that same general chat saying, oh, noted, I'll stop using Reshade if only you could ban actual cheaters this fast. Because I thought it was pretty funny. That was the biggest mistake I think I could have ever done, just be a smart ass with a big mouth. I'm definitely at fault. I've definitely learned my lesson. Truth be told, like this 8 months without Rust has been the best way to put it, like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. I did lose like a lot of support. I did lose a lot of subs. I did lose a lot of money. But it's one of those things where you have to lose everything to understand the value of what you have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
When the ban hit and I'm sitting there like thinking I'm hot shit, I was like, oh, whatever, I'll get unbanned in a month. No worries. Like, I didn't give a fuck. That month turned to 3, and that 3 turned to 5, and that 5 turned to 6. And I'm sitting there like, wow, you know, like I gotta really like sort my shit out. So 2 months after my ban, I started playing Siege around February,
Yep.
and I was grinding the living shit out of Rainbow Six Siege, which was really fun. I met a lot of cool people through that. The Ubisoft was absolutely, supportive of me being in the space. I was fixing up my sleep, smashing out the gym with all my newfound free time.
You do end up with a lot more free time once you get evicted from Rust, don't you?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Legit, so much, bro. But then the weirdest part for me was when it was the first Thursday after I'd got banned. So like the first Thursday wipe. And that shit was so drilled into my routine. I felt like a piece of me was missing when I'm watching my own boys play Rust a week later, and like I'm like not on at Thursday. After being on it for every Thursday wipe, week in, week out, it was so weird that first like Thursday wipe when I'm just not playing. It was so fucking weird.
And you couldn't, like, obviously it wouldn't have been a smart thing to do, but you couldn't even make an alt account, could you? Because hardware
No,
sort of ban,
no,
isn't
no.
it?
So initially at the time when I thought I got banned, I thought I got hardware banned right after, because how it works is when you get game banned multiple times, it automatically bans your computer, so you can't come back on multiple accounts. So I was under the assumption that I was hardware banned for the longest time, up until like a month before my unban. I asked, I was like, "Hey, am I hardware banned?" They're like, "No," and I'm like, "Oh, okay then." That was
How good's nighttime, by the way? You like it?
like I'm not
soon?
gonna even mention
Too
nighttime, bro.
soon.
Like, I love nighttime. I love the fog and the snow. I love being able to see.
I think that's a pretty general consensus that nighttime needs changing. I don't know why they're so reluctant to even consider changing it, to be honest. It's a conversation I have all the time, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
I don't know, man. Like that is kind of like the nighttime is so unbelievable, and using Reshade and wasn't even a huge advantage, but it was still an advantage regardless. Yeah, that whole situation was eye-opening, and I'm very, very, very fucking grateful to be back, even if my ties with Face Punch, I don't know if they're severed entirely, but damaged,
yeah.
and I can only repair that with time. Obviously, like, I lost my main account with my own skin. I don't even have my own skin. I'm pretty sure I'm the only creator in the entirety of Rust that doesn't have his own skin on his account. But that whole situation and watching it unfold over the last few months is insane. Like the amount of hate from people saying, "Oh, deserve, deserve, deserve. You're such a fucking loser." Like he was always scripting. This guy uses DMA. Like I hope he fucking dies in real life. Like you're a fucking degenerate, mate. The death threats on death threats
I guess a lot of
was
people
insane.
are quick to be like, without even knowing how Reshade and that works, and obviously you talk about how Reshade isn't necessarily as bad as people probably think it is, but people would be quick to be like, oh, he's a cheater, pull him in with all that group of cheater, and he's probably been doing
Exactly.
other things. And because obviously you are, you have this reputation as someone who's extremely good at PvP and extremely good at the game, it's like they pull you into that group and instantly make you out to be someone who is cheating in other ways. Because I'm sure you've always, throughout your entire career, gotten, accusations of cheating,
Yeah.
but then to have something that's actually technically cheating, but not in the way that,
In like the
people
traditional way.
generally
Yeah.
believe it to be. Yeah, traditional way, yeah. They pile you into that.
There's just a lot of misconceptions, and there's a lot of just like false information about Reshade and what it actually looked like and all that stuff. And after I got banned, the Google search results for Reshade skyrocketed, which I thought was pretty fucking funny.
Well, no doubt, yeah.
No one knows what Reshade is. They read like the Google AI description where it says Reshade is an injected like program, and people are like, "Yep, that's cheating. You have to inject it into Rust. What a fucking idiot!" Like, you know what I mean? But
Without a doubt, more people started using Reshade after it as well.
and this whole time, 2 weeks after I got banned, they had the ability to disable Reshade. Like, you could have just disabled Reshade when Ern said it was against terms of service, and this whole situation could have been avoided, but it wasn't. And like, there's a lot of look. I'm not perfect, and I fucked up, no doubt, but it takes two to tango, and I'm gonna be entirely honest. Like, it wasn't handled well on Face Punch's side, and I'm not trying to like be like a dickhead or ungrateful that I'm, or anything like that. Like, I'm grateful, I'm blessed, I'm thankful to be back for sure, but I had Face Punch staff message me in private, even say, yeah, like, look, we don't agree with this ban. So And I think it was down to Alistair at the end of the day, and um, it's his game, his decision, and I have to just respect it. And during that 8 month stint, I never ban evaded. I actively advocated against the use of Reshade before it got like disabled within Rust. I never did anything wrong to make my situation worse. I just took the ban on the chin and I did my own thing for the 8 months.
You talked about how you had some, mental health struggles prior to the ban, and then you obviously had this 8 month period where you didn't have Rust.
Mm.
Do you think that 8 month period was a massive help for your headspace?
Oh, definitely, man. Like, you would probably know more than most because you're a Rust creator. You would know, like, the stress it brings trying to get that video complete, you know? Like, you're sitting there fucking, like, I don't know, on average 12 hours a day playing this stupid game.
Rust is different as well to other games. Like, it sounds like we're just like, talking up how difficult our job is, and don't get us wrong, like, it's amazing to be able to play this game as a job, but Rust is different to other games where you can't turn it off, really.
Yeah, you can't. It's like it was affecting my entire life really. And at the time, like before I was like banned, my mental health was at the lowest because I'm trying to like pump out content, make an income, and then at the same time I'm battling the fact that I've just been cheated on by my ex-partner. And then like that shit was just like shit. Like I was like, oh, maybe I'll just take like a couple weeks off and get back into the grind. But like this is not even public knowledge. But when I got banned, which was December, my ex full on came out of nowhere on Twitter and tried to expose me for some bullshit that she's made up to play the victim. And I'm sitting there going through the whole process of being banned and losing my job, and she's trying to twist the knife that's in the wound.
Yeah.
And I basically defended myself with basically showing proof of everything that she said that was false. And she like instantly deleted the Google Doc, spammed my phone twice at like 4 in the morning, telling me to delete it and to like, oh, like, are you going to report me to the police? So whilst my name was already going through the mud, she was trying to just make it worse. Like she tried to seize the moment to make it worse. Oh fuck. Fuck. Ah. But yeah. Um it was a fucking mess, man. Like that
A
whole,
culmination of bad things at one time.
yeah, and I was just like, holy shit, bro. Like my life could not get any worse. I'm getting death threats. My ex is making up bullshit. And then she's like doing all this weird shit and like harassing me and my friends. And it was really bad.
Do you think that your relationship with Rust now, obviously you haven't been back for that long, so it would be, easy to answer after a bit longer, but do you think your relationship with Rust will be different in terms of the way you look for content and play the game at all, or are you still going to be going back to that grind that might be detrimental to your health,
I definitely need to play it like differently. That's for sure. But it's easy to get back into like old habits when that's
Yeah.
how your group plays and that's how your friends play and stuff like that. Like I suggested doing like a water base or something different and they were like laughing. They're like, fuck no. And I'm just like, well, I'm trying. You gotta at least help me out because I don't want to be doing the same shit, but I also want to do.
You don't want to fall back into the old habits that got you into that place in the first place. Not that it was just Rust that got you there, but it's a contributing factor for sure.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I mean, I've struggled recently with my sorts of videos because a lot of my stuff is grinding long hours to accomplish some sort of stupid goal and
Yeah.
trying to work that back recently. But at the same time, you want to change and pivot a little bit, but then the audience is your boss and they don't appreciate that content as much, and then you fall into the trap again.
Yeah, and then it flops, and then
And then you fall into the trap again of trying to bite off more than you can chew, and then you're back to the same place you were before.
yeah. But I'm not too I'm not too fussed about like views or algorithms or stats or whatever. Like
Yeah.
my last video flopped really badly, and that's fine. But my first video back did really well.
Yeah.
So it's like that shit doesn't bother me as much as it used to. It's just nice being able to play again and speak to friends and stuff.
Talked about how you played Rainbow for a little bit, Rainbow Six Siege for a little bit while you were
Yeah.
on your time off. Do you have plans to continue like that avenue of maybe variety and playing different games?
Oh, definitely. Like, I think Ubisoft is doing stuff for PAX. It's like in the next 2 weeks, which they've invited me to attend to.
Yep.
So that'll be like interesting to go. But no, like they were like really, really, really supportive. Like they flew me out from Perth to Sydney for like a Rainbow Six Siege show match
Yeah.
in June. So I went to like Fortress Sydney and played like the tournament and won, and it was really fucking fun. Like I've met a bunch of cool creators there, like Pestily and
Yep.
Paladin Amber and all like a bunch of others, and that was like pretty cool. But nah, Ubisoft's just been like really great when it comes to playing a game that I don't necessarily play or have been grinding as long as most, but I definitely will continue to play Siege when and if I get some spare time from this fucking cursed game. But
Yeah. I mean, you could probably, continue because it's hard for you to stream Rust. It's hard for anyone to stream Rust, I guess.
yeah,
Probably something you can, make more stream content, perhaps something like that.
yeah, for sure. But unfortunately, like even doing that, like
You just got to fit it in
that just
somewhere.
yeah, like this just doesn't bring in the numbers that that Rust does. Like when I play Rust, I get like 400 on average viewers, and then when I play Siege, I get like 60, and that's normal, I suppose. But
Yeah.
it's never gonna be Rust. We'll never compete on the terms of Rust. So
Do you reckon we could go cargo?
oh, it's coming. Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Cargo with a bow? Do you have a bow?
I can get one.
So, do you have any long-term plans with Rust then? Is there anything that you want to do differently?
Like,
or is it just, for now, is it just, getting back into it and doing the same old sort of thing?
dude, I just want to get back into it. Like, do the same old, just relearn the new metas, and learn like the new items, and kind of figure out like how I wanna play, and just adjust to playing again after so long.
Get the ball rolling again?
Yeah, surprisingly, like mind you, I didn't play at all in the 8 months. But when I came back, I picked it up so quickly. It was almost like I never left at all.
Like riding a bike.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, like Uncle still got it.
I guess it's not too unsurprising considering how many hours and stuff you'd invested before that.
Yeah, it just feels like weird. I guess like, and I don't know if it's weird because I'm playing again, or if it's weird because my FPS is down like 40% even with a better CPU, and it's like,
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talking about. I mean, I don't really FPS hunt, so I don't really pay too much attention to it, but I've heard a lot of people talking about how FPS is down.
yeah, it's so bad. Like I have a 9800 and it feels smoother in some aspects, but I notice I like stutter a lot more, and I notice that like my FPS dips really badly when I'm in a fight, and I swear I never did that before, but I don't know if that's just like Rust or my PC or whatever it is, but
Yeah, I think it's Rust, to be honest. I think Rust is just more and more demanding.
like I was pulling like 700 frames on Siege, and on here, I'm fucking struggling to hit 200 at times with this CPU. And I used to pull like almost 300 in the snow. So I don't know what's happened or what they've done. I don't know if it's the fog. I don't know if it's the clouds. I don't know what the fuck they've done. But there's been speculation, and don't quote me on this, there's been speculation that there is some supposed anti-cheat checks that are causing the performance drop.
Ah,
Apparently, that's what people are saying.
yeah, interesting.
Don't know how true that is.
What are your thoughts on the direction of Rust in general? Obviously, I think recently Alistair tweeted about how they're focusing on performance for this month or so, or at least upcoming. They're doing a bunch of changes to workbenches and progression, I think, actually, soon.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of where Rust is at right now? Are you happy with recent updates?
Dude, I think... Oh, shit.
Let's get in the crate.
Hold on. Clock in real
Let's
quick.
get in the crate. I got a DB. And we'll get lifted on.
He's by himself. Dude, he's standing still.
Is he?
Do you want to sit in the crate, or do you want to just, like, try and bow him?
Oh, yeah, bow him. You call it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. I've missed.
I
Oh, we
missed!
suck.
No!
Oh my god, we're awful. Get in!
Dude, I'm dead.
Oh no.
Dude, we both fell so short.
Oh my... Oi. It's been 8 months, leave me alone.
There's a DB on my body if you can grab it.
I've got
the
it.
crate.
I'm now hiding. Yeah, I'm in here now.
While we wait, anyway. What are your thoughts on the direction of Rust?
Look, I think the recent changes have been really good. I like silence has been nerfed. That was my biggest problem,
Hmm.
especially roaming the snow. That shit was annoying. You just get silenced for someone you can't see. I love that. That's like not really a problem anymore. I think the addition of like bees and bread and that stuff is pretty cool. I like the direction they're going. I think the naval update could be cool in theory. Don't know how that's actually going to be in terms from a performance perspective.
Yeah.
And then some things are just outright questionable. You know, the community has non-stop complained, myself included, that visibility is poor. So why or how or whose idea it was to add fog in the snow that makes that even harder is beyond me. And I find it kind of funny that on the month I'm unbanned, nighttime is somehow darker, which I thought was fucking
Yeah, I
hilarious.
think that's got to have had something to do with the fog and weather they brought in,
Mm.
because it definitely felt worse than it already was, which is, yeah, an issue, to be honest.
I think the direction they're going is cool. I like the upcoming progression meta changes with like the blueprint fragments and stuff. That's like old school, which I think is pretty sick. And I think it will
I
switch
think
up the
that'll be
game.
interesting to see how it plays out. I,
Yeah,
I do like how they're definitely listening in the fact that we want people roaming, and that's going to force people to go to monuments and stuff. But it'll be interesting like I come from a solos perspective more than anything,
yeah.
and I guess every update just makes it tough for solos usually. But I don't know. It feels like there'll be more reliance on purchasing through shops and markets and stuff to get workbenches.
Yeah, and Alistair, I think, said like that's what they want.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out for sure. The other crate's going up. I'm coming in.
Quick, quick, quick. Hide.
Is there anything that you want to see Rust do that's not on the
It's like
roadmap?
that. Oh,
Like, is there anything big recently that you've thought needs fixing other than nighttime being too dark? Obviously.
um, dude, I think like well, Alistair's kind of touched on it, like reworking some of the monuments to be better,
Yeah.
which I think is sweet. But I think maybe not every, but I think a lot of the OG monuments should be revamped or like
They're doing stuff with Dome,
updated.
I think. I think they were talking about adding Recycler and a green card and stuff to Dome.
Like this is just me like free thinking here, but you know how Labs has like the procedural spawns
Yes.
where it's like you could go in and there's sometimes going to be a crate on the shelf and other times there's not going to be a crate on the shelf.
Yeah.
I think like all monuments should have that aspect. So you're always exploring the actual monument itself and not things are like predetermined. Like outside of the card rooms that are predetermined, I think all the loot in those monuments should be just full randomize. Kind of
Yeah,
gets you. Oh, we're
interesting.
on. We're moving,
Yeah,
by the
we're
way.
moving. Yep.
It keeps things fresh. It doesn't keep things in like a stale, repetitive pattern. Like I think that would be a cool addition just to keep things different. I touched on like wanting launch to be changed.
Was it your take talking about red card room and Bradley behind it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I don't remember the last time I heard of someone running red card at launch.
exactly.
I used to do it all the time before they added scientists in there. Like, it used to be, like, great, but...
People like, oh, like launch doesn't need another exit, just parachute off the thing. Like, mate, I don't want my teammate breaking a SAM site just so I can go up, need a heal, shoot 50 scientists, make a lot of noise, and get killed parachuting down. Like,
All for the elite crate that's got, like, a fucking pair of handcuffs in it.
exactly. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, the effort you put in is not worth it. It needs like you need a reason to go into fucking like red.
Yes.
Maybe whether it's like you remove all those scientists and you just need Rad's cloth and water. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like make it so, you know, Bradley's in the fucking bottom floor of the main building, how it used to go in there, and then you swipe it and it opens the main door.
Yeah.
So you get the two side exits, the one main entrance, and from memory, don't quote me on this because I have not been in fucking launch in like 7 years. You know how you had that pipe in the middle of launch that kind of goes under? You
Yeah.
could even add that so that when it's like when the main building opens or some shit like that, you can even use the pipes to get out from the front. That takes you all the way directly to the sewer, like under rocket. Like add additional exits or entrances depending on whatever you're doing. Bradley should spawn and push out into launch when red card's been swiped, and then it just fucking like closes back up later. Like do something different. Like the game's been the same.
I talked about this with Fancy Orb a bit, about, like, how monuments should have a reason to go there. I mean, they're obviously doing that with the update and the blueprint fragments and stuff to get workbenches, but like specific monuments should have a reason that they're different to others, and like
Exactly.
airfield should be where you buy mini copters from, and like the fact that I don't know, launch site is where you unlock Bradley. It's already got Bradley, but you know the red card behind it would be sweet. Train yard, it has the train that goes in, and then you know pull all the resources out of it. Even though I don't know if anyone actually uses that, but I like that sort of idea where you know the monument has a point of difference.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
I feel like they could do that with a lot of monuments.
absolutely. Like,
Even just like junkyard having the crane, like it's a point of difference. Even if people don't necessarily use them, like could balance it better. I mean, junkyard crane, to be honest, I think is a bit underrated. Like you get 50 scrap from it, but also scrap's easy to gather.
yeah, I haven't even
But
used that
things
one,
like
so I'm gonna be
that.
honest. Like,
Yeah, neither have I. But I think it's actually underrated, low key, that the scrap from that.
it's just something different. Like,
Yeah,
everything's just been so, like, you have a staging branch for a reason. Like, use it. Do the craziest, wackiest, stupidest things that the devs can think of and just test it out. Stop being afraid of change.
but be prepared to walk it back as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you walked back XP system, fantastic. Like, you can do it now, like 10 years later. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much room for improvement, and it's like at the same time, it's kind of like old man screams at cloud type shit because no one cares what I have to say because ban cheater, shut the fuck up. That's just the harsh reality of it. Really.
I still feel like you definitely have some, obviously, like, there's not like you don't know what Rust is and how Rust works. Like, you definitely have a
Yeah.
valid opinion. Yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see where Rust is in a couple of years. It's that sort of game where a couple of years ago you couldn't imagine where it's at now, and then in a couple of years from now we're going to look back at this time and be like, wow, it was so different, because they are constantly changing stuff.
Yeah, but it's good. I hope that, like, you know, they continue doing what they're doing for another 10 years and they're not afraid to do stuff the community may or may not like. So hopefully, you know, those things don't scare them away too much. But the devs as a whole, like, they've been really good. Are we gonna bust out of this bitch now?
We're moving. Yeah, I think there's... Oh, he's taking them. I thought he might be waiting until we're moving to take them. 2 AKs.
You want to open this up, see where we're at?
I think there's a...
Oh wait, are they gonna get
scientist
shot?
there. Oh yeah, heli. Oh, true heli.
Oh my god, they're getting
Oh my
shot.
god. Just let him get fucked. Or do we go? Oh, heli's already pissed off. Wait, has it? Is it coming back?
And I think it's come back for a rocket. Oh no, it's shooting someone else. Do you want to bust out?
Yeah, we can. As the cheater man himself,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think the state of cheaters is like in Rust? Because obviously there's a lot of talk about it, about the extent of cheating. Personally, I don't run into it as much as people would like you to believe on Twitter. What's your experience with it?
Well, in the time that I've been banned, they've actually patched Logitech scripting, which I thought was huge. And supposedly they've done a lot of work with EAC to patch DMA cheating, which I also think is huge. That's not to say that there isn't cheaters, but I think the cheating epidemic it's bad on every game.
Yeah.
More so on Rust, considering like they can take away hour. This guy knows I'm here. He's sitting at the door staring down. I'm gonna be entirely honest. I haven't moved, but he knows I'm here. And he's dead.
He's dead.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I got 2 AKs.
Is there another one?
Yeah, I've got him on me. If you want to try and get to me, if you run out the crate, turn right and go to like the bottom stairwells. On the backpack.
That was easy. I clutched up so hard just then. There's elite crates here.
Yeah.
Oh, C4.
Ooh. Wait, where are these crates when I need it?
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, I'm never pulling C4 whenever I'm in a normal wipe.
Yeah, no, the cheater epidemic is definitely bad, but I don't think it's... Oh, I got a backpack now. I don't think it's as bad as it used to be, but that's not to say it's good. It's still bad.
Yeah. What do you think about premium servers then?
I wouldn't know.
Oh.
Rustified hasn't swapped SEA to premium. I don't know the reasoning or logic behind that, but I think it was something along the lines of the region being unable to afford the premium.
So is that because... What restrictions do you have on your account now in terms of what you can play?
Oh, well, I'll give it to you bluntly. So when I got unbanned, initially Rustified said that I wasn't allowed to play because I have technically more than one game ban on multiple accounts when Alistair banned me, and he banned 3 of accounts. Technically, that's 3 game bans. But after explaining to them that it's one whole scenario, and they were pretty understanding of that,
Yeah.
so they let me play. And Rustoria, boy, don't even get me started on Rustoria. Before I got unbanned, I messaged Rustoria admins asking if I had permission to play on their servers when I come back, and they flat out said no, you're not welcome. And when I did my unbanned stream, they found my new account from my unbanned stream, and they pre-banned my new account for ban evasion on their servers. I didn't even know that, but how I found out was I have streamer mode on when I play.
Yeah.
So on my quick join in the top right hand corner, I joined the server that I normally play based on the tags, and there was 2, Weekly East Asia. So that was Rustoria C main and Rustified C main. Those are the 2. I had no idea which one was which, so I tried joining Rustoria instead of Rustified, and I got insta-kicked saying ban for ban evasion. And I'm like, what the fuck? I haven't even played on this account yet. So the only way they would have banned me is they would have banned me by watching my stream. And
Yeah.
they're ST haters. And I know why, but yeah, they're just, they're stopping me from participating in a lot of the events at the moment as well. I believe there's a Twitch Rivals coming up in December. Rustorias said that I'm not allowed to play due to quote unquote recent bans with Face Punch, even though it's a Twitch Rivals event and nothing to do with them. But
it's tough, man. I mean, that's one of the things though that people wouldn't even think about that sort of thing in terms of how it. People might think that you just unbanned and that's that, but it's really not. Like, there's still this lasting impression, whether that's with people's opinion of you, and also like you can't even play certain servers, that sort of thing. Like, people wouldn't even think about that sort of thing.
No, like I definitely lost a lot when I got banned. Access to the servers, like I said before, like money, friends, support, my main account with everything that I've ever had on it. There's only so much that I can lose. But at the same time, it's like, if the game devs can allow me to come back after 8 months, like, who are you to say no? A lot of these servers seem to think they're bigger than the game itself, Rustoria included. As a reminder, they wouldn't exist without Rust, yet they seem to think that they can dictate a lot of these, like, who can play Twitch Rivals. You're hosting the server, you're not hosting the event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
Did you have any prior, like, bad blood with them?
With Rustoria? Oh, 100%. That's definitely influencing the decision.
Do you think it was more like an excuse for them and giving them a reason to keep you out?
Yeah, of course. Like, the whole incident was dumb. But essentially, to sum it down, we were versing a guy and his friend was cheating. So the cheater was blatant and we knew it, but his friend at the time had no idea. And I knew the guy that he was playing with a cheater. I was like, hey, bro, like, you're playing with a cheater. He's like, oh, what? He had no idea. The cheater gets banned. His friend messages me. He's like, oh, bro, I'm so sorry. Like, I had no idea. Like, very remorseful. He's like, here's the codes to our base. Go take your stuff back. Because we'd been fighting them for a couple hours and it'd been full cheating against us. And he gives us the codes to their base. We go over to their base. We put the codes in. We loot everything. As we're doing that, like a couple minutes later, we get banned for association. And I'm like, association? I explained the situation to the admin, and the admin basically turns around and says, yep, that's against our server rules. Like, that the ban will remain in place. And I'm sitting there at the time, and I'm like, nowhere on your server does it specify you can't do that. This isn't a rule on your rules list on your own website. So where is this rule coming from? And then he's like, yeah, like, you're benefiting off cheaters and the ban will remain in place. And I'm sitting there, mid-wipe, wipe completely ruined because of this rule they refused to unban me for. Won't have any empathy whatsoever. So I've not only lost out on my footage, I've lost out on monetary gain from making a video because they want to enforce a rule that doesn't exist on their server rules. And I go and I make a video, and I think it's titled "We got banned for this?" ? And I basically explain the situation, exactly how it played out. There was no bullshit. There was no, like, I didn't say anything like wrong from memory. But that was the video. And Ryan messages me, the owner of Astoria. He messages me 2 days later. We've received a lot of hate because of your video. And you know, like, you could have just waited to post it, or, like, you know, you made the situation worse for yourself by ban evading, like, because I tried to get back on because I was so confused what happened. He basically was playing the victim in the sense that, like, I've somehow sent hate to him and his admin team because he banned me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't even say or want or do anything to get people to send you hate. How are you blaming me for explaining my experiences on your server? And he basically tried to guilt trip me into deleting the video, and I'm like, absolutely not. Like that's not what's happening. You've already made me lose out on money by banning me mid wipe. I'm not doing it again. Like, get lost. Yeah, that was the bad blood there. And then obviously when I got banned, they were like, yeah, let's just make sure this can never play on our servers again.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, man, that's
Man,
it's
you've been through it.
oh, 100%, bro. Like, I still am going through it. Like, I still, don't get me wrong. Even when I was banned, I was still going through it. I'm sitting there and I'm watching. Funny you mentioned that actually. Like, everyone always goes on. You were mentioning about like the cheetah epidemic and stuff like that. But when I got banned, I actually watched these Spanish streamers who got caught scripting on stream, and they got like a week ban. Sorry, they got caught scripting in an event for money, and they only got a week ban. And I got permaban for something that doesn't even compare. And I mentioned before that, Captain Miko was actually the one that asked if I, is using Reshade allowed. Like, is that okay? It ends up like a couple months later, he's using NVIDIA control panel Gamma on stream and cops a 3-day ban for it. So the same person who asked if Reshade was allowed was Gamma cheating. And when, I found out about it, he basically tried to say like, oh, it's not cheating, it just wasn't very honorable. Like, basically, like, downplaying the situation. If the devs banned you for 3 days, they can clearly consider that unfair advantage and on par with
Yeah.
with like a cheat. But it's because he didn't shit talk anyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say you also got temp banned originally as well, didn't you? So
Yeah, but it's funny. It's like the rules change for every person, and there's only like so much you can do about it. But with all that said and done, that's behind me now. Like, that's it's in the past. I'm grateful to be back, and I don't have any bad blood to Alistar or Face Punch or Earn or any of the Face Punch devs. And
you just gotta look forward, I guess. There's no point dwelling on it.
yeah, like, it's done now. I'm back. Like, I lost a lot. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and think about it too much.
Yeah, you learned a lot. That's the important thing. You certainly won't do it again. So, well, at least I hope you wouldn't.
100%.
I would hope you wouldn't do it after this.
1000%. I'm not fucking.
Yeah.
Dude, no. It's been good, man. Like, I'm just glad to be back, honestly. But what if we like leave team and cheeky little 1v1?
Oh, dude,
Thoughts on that one?
there's absolutely no chance I'm winning that. We
Dude,
can try.
I've seen you in the OT events, mate. You were
that one time I came second by fluking it.
I wouldn't say it's a fluke. That's pure skill.
Yeah. I mean, that was the solos event. That was the event that was made for me.
It was, and you came second.
Yeah.
That's king mentality.
Are you
there.
still in OT and stuff? Still doing stuff with them?
Yeah, I still do stuff with them. Thankfully, like, I think out of all the people that supported me the most was like them, and definitely like a lot of other creators that were supporting me. But nah, I still do events with them. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing events soon.
Yeah.
But nah, they're a good bunch of blokes, even though a lot of people give them shit for playing with band players. That's been my life story for the last 8 months, dude.
Yeah, it's good to hear it though from you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's obviously speculation and stuff. People talk and people don't really know what they're talking about a lot of the time.
Definitely, but I've seen and read and heard.
I'm sure you've read it all, haven't you?
Oh, mate, there's a fucking thread. There's multiple threads on Reddit. Those guys are something else. But there's like, I think I posted something on Twitter like maybe a week or two before I got unbanned, saying like, oh, I'm so excited to like come back. I'm so grateful, yada yada yada. And then someone made a thread on Reddit, and it's like, Alistair has a chance to do the funniest thing right now. And it's just like, everyone's like, yeah, he should push the thing from 8 months to a year. Like, those guys are so brutal and fucking weird. And it's so funny to read, like, the takes of the people on that subreddit that don't know what they're saying or speaking about. Like, you read it and it's just like, everyone to them is cheating. You read it and creators are scripting their content and cheating, like Willjim, for example. And I'm like,
oh, everyone's scripting their content apparently.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the actual fact that they unban people after 8 months? Because obviously it's hard to have an unbiased opinion in your circumstance, but Like, what are your thoughts
Dude,
on
it's
that?
like, look, I'm gonna keep it straight. Like, it does not matter, right? The people that are cheating are gonna come back on other accounts anyway.
Yeah.
The only thing it benefits is people that haven't evaded and they cheated once when they were young and they want to come back with a clean slate.
Hmm.
Like, if someone was cheating and they were gonna come back, they're gonna come back regardless. That doesn't mean jack shit.
Yeah.
But it only benefits people like myself, obviously, and other people that maybe cheated when they were, when they regret it or whatever the circumstances may be. It only benefits like legit people that want to come back and do it right this time. Anyone who's cheating is just going to come back anyway, as they have been doing for years and years and years prior.
Yeah, I remember reading about them doing it at first, and I was like, that sounds crazy. Like, you're just unbanning all these cheaters. But when you actually think about it, like you said, it's not going to... If people want to cheat in this game, they're going to cheat.
Yeah.
A game ban's not going to stop them.
Yeah, exactly. I just hope that in 6 months' time, I can repair my relationship with Face Punch. And be like, please, Alistair, can I pretty please have my AK back? Oh my god, another C4. Are you ready?
Yep, whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Homie's got the silencer on.
I don't think it's going to help me. I've got one med as well.
Oh my god, I got one med. Oh no. Whatever will I do?
Oh my god, the fucking minigun. No, he gets me! As if! That's fair enough, fair enough. Alright, man, I appreciate you coming on.
No worries, man. It was good fun,
Thank you for taking the time. I hope you have a good one.
You too, bro. Peace.
See you, dude.